when last we left our folk heroes in the making.
Yeah.
That's a good one. They were deep in negotiations with the leader of this Unav village. And they were told of a great threat deep underneath that has been corrupting Unav and threatening the peace of this subterranean society. There we go. And everyone was thought to be capable except Nyx, who did not have enough light. Big air quotes. Big proboscis air quotes.
Read the Force.
He was tested against a large, strong Unav guardian and did not come out on top, if not for the help of his friends, who healed him and gave him the encouragement he needed to be himself. And he emerged victorious in this sparring match.
Hooray!
And in
Our
that,
friendship.
yes, exactly. Your light was strong together, is what the elder said. And when the jubilation started to escalate, it was revealed that this village is a lot larger than you initially thought. Apparently all the lights upstairs had been turned off for your visit, and layer upon layer of this, because this cave was a massive dome, and layer upon layer of kind of buildings made out of the wood and the twine of these mycelic trees kind of wind up and around and through the top of this cave, and Unav upon them started glowing many colors, and their colors dancing and swaying. What's the word I'm looking for? Dancing and swaying in jubilation, slowly and methodically. And that's the moment we find ourselves in, because there is, this journey was pretty much a whole day. It's probably late afternoon at the earliest, but like it's been a day. So mechanically, like nothing's gonna happen. You guys have the afternoon is yours, but mechanically you guys leveled up. So, which I declared at the end to level 5.
Woo!
Was anyone not a pussy and rolled HP?
I rolled my HP.
Funny bunches of oaths. I don't have a positive constitution modifier. If I rolled a 1,
I'm
it
kidding.
would not
I shouldn't
help.
be judgmental. People are going to be mad at me in the comments. You can roll HP if you want. It's just exciting to roll HP. I like it.
It is.
I say you can re-roll 1s like Matthew Mercer. In that way, I am like Matthew Mercer.
Well, he
and
says
in no other ways.
Re-roll 1s and 2s, but
does he say re-roll 1s too? I thought it was just 1s.
Yeah. No, re-roll 1s and 2s.
That's what you say. I'm almost certain it's just 1s with Matthew Mercer. Because I remember very specifically a moment where Sam re-rolled a 1 to get a 2, and Matt was like, shrug. Sometimes it happens that way.
Sometimes it's how the dice falls.
But with that being said, we get to weave some flavor into the mechanics and the narrative, because you guys get to long rest, and through this long rest, you guys will technically be level 5.
Yay!
The upper levels of this village are at your disposal as well, though we can get to that if and when somebody wants to explore. The Unav can be interacted with to any level you guys desire, and you are brought... There's actually seemingly a building that is for, like, guests. It appears to be empty. Maybe it was for something else. Maybe it was for storage and this was prepared for you. But, like, you guys get your own little place to rest, is the point of that.
I love them.
Oh, so are we able to take a long rest or a short rest?
Long. For sure.
Sick.
There's nothing accosting you. You are among friends here and given a place to rest as long as you need. To rest, plan, discuss, explore, and interplay with the Unav. But I'll leave that up to you guys. I'm just the narrator. And God knows I'm not on an omniscient third-person one.
Who would like to take the stage first, then?
Don't know. Raestra is uncomfortable.
Why is that?
Yeah, Ben, I wonder why.
I can't imagine why the fucking dark side user might be uncomfortable in this room full of people terrified of dark side users.
Maybe stop using the dark side, Forehand.
I'll stop using it when it stops being the most efficient way to solve problems.
That's not how anything works. Otherwise, you're gonna be corrupted, and then we can't see your life.
Anakin said, yeah. That's what they all say, yeah.
I was about to say, currently, it's not the most efficient way to solve problems.
Not with that attitude.
Anakin did think of the same way. His wife was gonna die in a way that he couldn't have any input in, and so the dark side solved that problem.
By killing her.
I love the phrasing of that.
Yeah.
They solved it.
It was going in a way
sure,
he couldn't kill her.
No.
So
she was gonna die, and he had no way of intervening. So the dark side solved that problem. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way we're gonna choose to.
It is the quickest and most efficient. That's the.
Yeah, true. I mean, I guess.
Downfall
he didn't solve the problem, though. She still died.
Exactly, but by his hand, not by whatever scary means that he was just gonna watch in horror. It solved the problem.
No, it was by the same method that, like, it was by the same method he was scared she was gonna die in the first place anyway.
Of sadness.
Of childbirth. And
oh no, the childbirth went just fine. That doctor droid was very
Which is
clear.
ridiculous for someone like Padme.
Listen, we're all on the same boat there.
Nobody in this room is going to argue with you that it's bullshit, that the way that Padme died was bullshit.
George Lucas is many things. Bad at writing women is one of them.
Yep.
That's why he decided to give Ahsoka a fucking tube top.
This is off track, guys.
Anyway.
I have a gun.
Yeah. So Raestra is
No, this is an
uncomfortable.
in-canon, like, character discussion.
Who the fuck is Anakin?
Sounds like a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, Raestra's uncomfortable. Trying not to be visibly so, but failing horribly, I would imagine.
They'll fix you.
What a weird thing for you to say in this moment! Is that what you say?
I mean, Ash is normally way more tactful. I'm
No.
just trying to be funny.
Raestra hasn't said anything, so I don't think Ash would.
I mean, she did say that it's having a hard time hiding it.
Yeah, having a very hard time hiding how, like, deeply viscerally uncomfortable she is.
It's alright.
It's not, but it's okay.
We'll fix it.
Yeah, we will. It's just, you know...
Look, if you want to change, I believe you can change.
Have you considered meditation?
I've considered a lot of things.
Have you considered the Lord? Sorry.
Fuck up.
Nix didn't say that.
Shut up! Our Lord and Savior Obi-Wan Kenobi. General Kenobi is the one. Sorry.
Every fucking time somebody
Yes,
reposts...
I remember when Master Kenobi sacrificed himself to free me of my sins.
Every fucking
It's what
time
happened,
somebody-
though! Sorry.
I mean, he did. That's not incorrect. But, like, every fucking time I think of that, I see a photo of Jesus Christ, I think of that lady on that poor woman on Tumblr. Who's fucking are photos of the Lord, and it's just a fucking picture of... It's just a fucking picture of Obi-Wan.
He is?
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. It's all... I don't know.
Just to make everything clear, you know, that, you know, none of us expect this to be changed immediately, and that weaning yourself off of a drug like this is a hard process.
No, it's not that. It's, well, I mean, kinda it's that, but it's not that.
It has more to do with you don't want to run into another situation like with Rael. I'm taking a wild guess.
No, it's just not great to... It's not great to be in a room surrounded by people who are so excited to prey on... It feels bad. It just reminds me that I'm...
Progress.
Sure. Yes, whatever. It's...
I can't help but wonder, why was I the one singled out, though?
What?
I mean, I'm not saying You're right. You do have this sense to you, right? You've dabbled on more than one occasion with the dark side, but I was the one that they picked to test. They didn't pick you.
No,
You
probably
didn't need to prove
because...
anything.
No, probably because I have sheaved air quotes the light.
Well, the rest of us are Force sensitive, but they probably saw the light side in you.
It seems to be a good thing in their eyes.
Yes.
Otherwise, they probably would have posted up against you.
I didn't
Yeah, exactly.
do anything. Well, if they're not... They don't seem to be sensitive to it, I guess. It's just... They didn't see me do anything. That's why I didn't help you. I was afraid they'd turn on me.
They didn't see me do anything either.
I'll strike you.
I'm just saying. Your logic's not sound.
I'm saying I didn't use any of my abilities because I knew that they would probably turn on me.
On that note, something interesting does happen, because if you guys do file into your little zone and are having this conversation like kind of immediately, the Unav you saved enters with a different Unav this time. They also appear older. The wood, a little less translucent, a little more white. Not as old as the elder, though. And they're carrying, like, under each arm a basket of things. And this Unav, they have the, like... it was a painting, now it's just a whiteboard, I guess. They keep using painting, air quotes. They use the spores for it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not using it in these moments. They just kind of gesture the one with the baskets over to Nyx, and it immediately it kneels down, which is quite the feat because these things are a lot taller than most humans, and well, quite the sight. It's definitely not a feat. It's easy to do, and takes some powder out of one basket and starts treating Nyx's wounds, which are mostly bruises. You got a nice one just in your center mass, Nyx.
Yeah.
But whatever this stuff is, it helps. Like, mechanically, you're not gaining any HP.
Okay.
But it's one of those, like, it makes it feel better.
Yeah.
Not quite a numbing agent, but it is helping with the pain.
Yeah, healing potion.
It's soothing it. And it just does its work on you. It doesn't even take very long. It just kind of wordlessly, quickly, rather deftly for the size of this thing and the, like, shape of it, applies this to you, but then goes over to Raestra. And there's a second basket, and this one has... That other powder was, like, white. This one is kind of... It's like glitter. It's like white with blue glitter bits in it. And it just starts to dust it over you. Like pixie dust from Tinkerbell.
Confused.
Yeah, I imagine you look transparently perplexed.
Yeah, difficult to not be.
Even your posture, and so the Unav you saved. Ooh, they're not as clever as the elder, but they do attempt to draw something, to let you all know. What would it be?
What the fuck is up, Kyle?
I made... Step the fuck up! Sorry.
Shut the fuck up, Kyle! What'd you say, dude? Shut the fuck up, Kyle!
POV, Kylo Ren was on his bullshit. What the fuck is up, Kylo?
What is up, Kyle?
What the fuck?
Fuck!
Step the fuck up, Kylo.
Fuck up, Kylo.
I'm sorry. Star Wars memes, everyone. It draws a swirly circle of blue light that the elder, it's been pre-established this means, like, the light, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it draws, like, because they're not trying to say, what's the God, I made this language barrier, and it's hard for me, too. But it makes for interesting narrative, so we're rolling with it. Oh, yeah. It draws a facsimile of an Unav or one of you, something with 4 limbs, kind of hunched over, like kneeling, and not in a respectful way, like it's fallen to its knees in exhaustion or sickness, honestly, or lethargy. Insight checks
Like,
can
is
be
it
rolled.
really tired?
Is
Sure.
it- Oh, that's pretty good, actually.
Temporary
Sure.
boost is now a D6.
Oh, that's an 18.
And then there's also
Wow.
like there's a picture of the elder, like you could tell because it's a Nunov stick figure with a stick in its hand, and then an arrow to the light, and then an arrow to. All right. So what are our numbers?
18.
18.
Oh, wait,
Well-
hold on. I think it's...
What are the funny mushroom people saying?
Is it not?
I rolled a 6. I am way too preoccupied.
These are plants. They consume mushrooms. I've said this many times. These are part of the plant family. I found them in real life. They exist.
What are the
They're
tomatoes?
not mushrooms, guys. Stop.
What are the celeries? What's the celery doing?
What does celery
Better.
doing?
What did celery do?
Veggie Tales. But it's the forest.
I got a nat 20.
Remember, may the force be with
I got a
you.
nat 20 for a total of 27.
And it loves you very much.
But not with us, apparently. Listen, I've never wanted to appeal to the Pope more than when I found out that apparently the VeggieTales all go to hell.
Well, they can't go to heaven because they don't have souls to save, is what the creators have said.
But the creators have also said that that all of the VeggieTales are trans. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Honestly.
Well, Bob
Alright.
and Larry are.
No,
Bob
I
and
heard that
Larry
in
are
that 20.
trans.
So
no, that's
so
right. Bob and Larry were trans.
What did you get, Asha?
12.
12. Okay. I think only Raestra and Cal. Cal, you pick up immediately, and it's kind of a moment of pause as you like think about the implications. But Raestra, I think you rolled just enough to understand that the sentence is basically trying to say, the elder said that your light is sick.
Oh.
Oh.
Expected that. Okay. She just nods.
So as this dust, kind of fairy dusted, it's like it's beginning to look a lot like Life Day.
It is before Halloween. Shut up.
It's almost Life Day in Star Wars. I can make it whatever I want.
I am the dungeon master, and I say it's life.
For Life Day. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw, Raestra.
Not fuck. I'm getting pushed all over the place by these goddamn Nautilus. Fuck. There we go.
Or do you not want to?
I mean, if they're trying to help me, I'll let it happen, I guess.
All right.
Do I feel like I'm
So-
in danger?
You don't think so, especially with that insight check.
Yeah,
Cal-
so then
Cal for sure.
So then, yeah,
You think they're
I
trying to
won't.
help, which is an interesting change of pace, right? Being told
DM, I
that...
rolled a 6. I think they're threatening her. The fuck you just say? I'm kidding.
This has the energy of like, get well soon. I'm not sick. We just think you could be a better person.
No, and that's not the energy, and that's what I'm trying to make clear. It's truly like this healer healed Nyx's of afflictions, his bruises, made them feel better, and now has approached you with care and concern for what is going on spiritually, with your connection with the Force, emotionally.
I take
Yo,
it in
bitch, you
short
good?
answers. Yeah, it's literally like a you good?
You good? You good, dog?
And she's like, no. No, I am not.
But there's nothing magic about this dust, right? However, it does.
I was about to say I would have had to make a save of some kind,
Yeah.
so I would imagine
Yeah.
it does do something.
It calms you.
Oh,
Noticeably
call me a
so.
bitch.
It calms you with an
Oh.
LM.
Okay.
In fact, it's strange. It's not quite when anesthesiacs are putting you under, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's like slipping into unconsciousness. This is more like because like it's also not quite weed, right? You're not getting high and dulling the world around you. In fact, the world around you clears up, but it all kind of
Tell me you've never
softens.
smoked weed without telling me you've never smoked weed.
Whatever.
Love you, Justin. Anyway, keep
Not
going
how
with your
weed works.
One away.
keep going with your weed analogy.
It's a downer. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, the world around you clears up, but everything kind of lowers in volume. It's like a dial was turned to make everything crisp and clear, but also like the volume was turned down, right?
My brain immediately went, oh man, I do sure love my Lexapro.
Listen, I'm trying to mix. It's a metaphor, right? And it's like
You're doing
like
great.
there are effects here, but it's also like
doing great.
the Force. It's also the
No,
Force.
it's a-
So like,
It's
Yeah,
a
you're
no,
doing
it's a
great.
good one because that's not a this is not a condescending thing. It's like, yeah, I do like my Lexapro. That is how she works.
Cal, that insight check can carry over, and you can see like that's pretty much what this is doing, and stuff like this isn't unheard of, right? Usually to aid in meditation. Even Yoda, it wasn't a substance. Actually, it is. I forgot. Yoda's stick is made of something. Fuck. You guys ready for a dumb Star Wars fact?
Something?
Yoda's staff is made out of a fucking downer. It fucking... and it works on contact. Yes, I wish I was kidding. This is a real Star Wars thing.
Man,
it's not
Yoda's
Legends,
fucking-
it's canon. His
Yoda's
weed
fucking
stick, yes.
Wait. You're telling me that Yoda gets high off of his fucking cane?
Yes. Mm-hmm. It's real.
Star Wars
Star
just
canon.
got fucking awesome. It was already cool. It just got fucking awesome.
Would you
Why do you think he walks around with it? He doesn't
Smoke
need it.
this
He can
fat
do
blunt
flips.
with me, you will.
would you call it the cocaine?
Oh god.
I would like deduct points or give you a disadvantage, except that was really good. So, so you get nothing. The
You
status
lose.
quo
Good
is
day, sir.
maintained.
Oh, I see how it is.
That one was
Lose.
really
Good
good.
I couldn't.
Actually,
I physically
cocaine
could not
is
resist.
a stimulant, so points deducted.
Fuck.
This is whose line is it anyway now?
I can't fucking believe it.
But anyways, back to the point. Jesus Christ. The energy in the studio today is
Immaculate.
I'm very uncomfortable with the energy we've created in the studio.
Created in the
today.
studio today.
Cal, you're familiar that stuff like this is used to aid in meditation all the time, so maybe it bears repeating to try meditation.
Perhaps meditation would be a more plausible option currently.
This feels. She narrows her eyes slightly and is like, this feels like a trap. But I guess.
I will make a deal with you. If you meditate with me, I'll let you watch Nyx train me on how to fight.
I do want to watch that.
I thought you were going to say, I will let you kick my ass.
I will let
Well,
you
he's
watch
not gonna-
season 3 of Westworld with me.
Oh, he just turns to Ash. Oh, I don't think she could beat me in a fight.
There's a look
That's
of confusion.
It's bold.
Look, she said she knew 3,000 ways on how to kill me. She never said she was good at any of them.
I gesture to the very large 6'3" Mandalorian lady.
What's your AC?
Actually, before that can happen, Raestra,
That's my AC.
This healer Unav is insightful enough to understand that Cal's words are agitating their patient, and so a bulb arm hand kind of reaches over to you, Cal, and like in the most efficient way that a single bulb for a hand can, kind of shushes you, like
When the
like
when
no.
the doctor tells you to shut the fuck up.
That's a pretty great deal, though. You meditate, you get to watch Nyx kick the crap out of Cal, so, you know.
Yeah, it'll be really funny. Yeah, alright.
And you get to heal your relationship with the Force, so it's like a 3-win.
Alright. I'll try.
Cal just leans over to Nyx. It's an easier sell when you make it cathartic.
I mean, that's usually how I bribed her as well, so good on you.
I'm right here and not a dog. Alright, I'll give it a try.
Make a wisdom check. Because
Okay.
Cal Sheen is here with you, you have advantage.
Can I give a temporary boost?
You may.
Add a d6.
Because of this dust aiding and calming your mind, you have proficiency in the roll.
That's 23.
Lovely.
All together?
Did your potent aptitude go up, Brooke, or is it still a d4?
It's a d6. I did temporary boost because this was a check.
Oh, it was guidance. Okay. Yeah. Which in this system, for sure, we're doing that reaction change. So, just making that clear.
So, I can't help Raestra more today?
No, we're not doing the once a day. It just is a reaction, just to make things simpler. Just so I'm not like, you didn't say it before the roll. It's dumb. Yeah. This is how we're going to do this. Because I like the thought.
The reason why one does most things traditionally.
Raestra.
Mm-hmm.
Or Hiten, more specifically. When do you think was the first time that Raestra used the Force?
Oh, I've thought about this a lot, actually. She was fairly little. She manifested the Force early, as most are wont to do, but it just took her a longer time to get to the temple because her father wanted to make sure she'd be safe.
Yeah. It was...
And contacting Jedi on Mandalore is hard and dangerous.
It was tumultuous. There we go. So I get it eventually, guys.
We got there, guys.
We got there. I'm not writing a book here. I'm using my words. Can't use spell check on my mouth. It's tumultuous to, especially since you resided not on Mandalore, but on the moon.
Yeah, that's right. I was, in fact, from the moon.
Concordia. The moon of Concordia. Yeah. The timeline's a little iffy, and Star Wars timeline is just like that. Rey Skywalker's dad would be coming about right about now if you wanna mindfuck.
It would be coming right about now.
Would be coming about right about now. Jeez.
You're the one who used the word coming!
I forgot that my players are 12. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, we are 12.
It's true. But anyway, sorry, to my point. Jeez, this session's getting away from us, guys. I apologize to everyone in advance. The timeline's a little iffy when it comes to Satine, what she did, when she did it. But at some point, probably either you were about to be born or had just been born, your father and mother would have been sequestered to the moon of Concordia.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely, timeline-wise, think you wouldn't have remembered it. This moon would have been all you remembered. How early would you say it would have?
Probably around, 1 or 2.
Yeah, okay. So
I've always had the picture in my head that she... a little Grogu-esque, I guess, maybe, because I thought about this beforehand, but, I like the mental image of her dad moving something in his workshop that she was trying to futz with, and she wanted to play with it, and he watched her just levitate it across the room to herself.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was picturing. That's exactly what we're about to flash back and paint. Except, because of this, and the success, and the aid, Cal, you get to watch this unfold. Visions in the Force are not, uncommon. And shared ones, not unheard of either. It's a level of Force bonding that, if both parties are willing and they reach out to each other, can share thoughts, memories, or even visions, apparently. And so we are on the moon of Concordia. 20 some odd years ago in the homestead / forge of the Akkans, basically. No mother can be seen or heard, but the father, his back to the point of view, is hammering away at something, just deep in work. And we're basically in the eyes of a kind of squatted on the ground baby Raestra, as this is the little baby eyes kind of tunnel vision onto the tongs that he had set down to pull this thing out that he's now hammering. And just with desire and will and instinct, whatever child psychology you want to spin, you just want to play with the shiny thing, you want to be like daddy, whatever you want to spin, Raestra wants those tongs. And her little baby hands go up, you can kind of see them in the POV, and she rocks back on her bum in this sitting position and rocks back a little to get a higher view, and the tongs slowly float. They slide at first and make a little bit of a scratching noise up against the rock that it's sitting on, but then just starts to float towards Raestra, and it's coming closer and closer before, luckily, your father felt like he needed those tongs and reaches for them and finds them not there and turns quickly to see that they are floating in the air between himself and you, and he shouts something. It's like a dream, right? When you're more aware of the intentions and the vibes than you are any of the specifics, and he is concerned and alarmed, and he in that concern and alarm he shouts some words in Mandoa, and it frightens little baby Raestra, and the tongs come crashing down on the ground in front of her. Still, now that we can see clearly and they're closer, still like glowing hot. It would not have been great if Raestra had gotten a hold of these.
Poor baby, he shouldn't have brought the baby in the forge, just saying. Anyway, keep going. I'll shut up now.
He's a single dad doing his best, Nix.
You put her in the cradle then. I'm sorry, I'm done now.
It's how she learns.
This is the way. Yeah, babies need to learn. This is the way.
This is the baby needs to learn. This is the way.
That's going on the list.
I'm going to neglect my child.
This is the way.
It's not neglect. She needs to be in the room causing problems instead of away causing problems. You guys stop talking shit.
Those are both going
Okay,
on the list,
all
one
right.
immediately after the other.
And then after that, those like feelings, the emotions are rushing. That it's like, when you get scolded, it sucks, especially in these formative years. And then there's like flashes of moments and maybe words, maybe visuals, but it all kind of fast forwards like a time lapse of like a good bit of time passes. But there's unease on her father's part. There's unspoken anxiety. There's fear and secretism about what Raestra can do. And then ultimately a man in robes comes, and there's other fear of new things, fear of leaving, fear, and a deep sadness from the father. You can all kind of feel this. It's like the vibes are radiating out in a pond through the force. Like you're in the force pond and you're feeling the ripples more than you're not in it, but you're somewhere feeling those ripples. And then it ends when you both kind of come back into the hut. Enough time has passed that the healer is done sprinkling and is gone. And same with the Unav you saved.
Huh. Is there a chance I would recognize the Jedi that took Raestra?
Not particularly, especially since as visions and dreams go, it was more a shape. It was more a shape that represented
This was a memory.
Yeah, this. It's a shape that represented this force that took her away more than it was a person. In vision words.
Okay. That makes sense. Huh. That's a new experience.
Yeah.
It seems to be a lot of that going around.
He's just gonna turn over to Raestra.
Yeah?
That was, your father then?
Mm-hmm. I have not seen him since.
I promised we'd find him, and I intend on keeping it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't doubt that, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know if he's still around to be found.
Do you know if he was able to use the Force himself?
No. I don't...
Hmm.
I think the one who might have been able to was Mom.
What happened to your mother?
She shrugs. He didn't talk about it a lot. He just didn't like to bring it up. She's gone. She's dead. That's kind of all he'd ever really say.
I wonder if he ever left Mandalore.
No, I don't think so. He was too stubborn. People needed him, and he cared too much. Something he talked about all the time, caring too much.
Oh, sounds familiar.
He hated all of the...
Well, that would make it easier.
He's probably still on the moon. Make him easier to get than if he was on the planet itself, but...
Probably easier to get to in general then, too.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he's still there. I don't know if it's safe to go there.
A dumb question. And I don't exactly know how. This just gestures to the two of them. How this all works. But, have you tried reaching out? You know, with does his finger wave thing?
Couple of times, but he's...
One of these days you're going to just have to say the Force.
It sounds weird when I say it, the Force.
I think he's too far away. That part of it I was never good at. She gestures to Cal. The stuff you do, I was never good at it.
I could try reaching out, but I fear he might also be even too far from me.
She shrugs. The main thing I worried about was that when I ran, they were going to hurt him to try and find me. Because I know they'd have to pry me from his cold, dead hands.
They wouldn't kill him, though.
She shrugs again. Maybe they would. A warning to me, a cut tie. I don't know.
You said he was a forge master, right?
Yep. Still probably is if he's alive.
Too valuable of an asset.
And also too valuable a bargaining chip.
She chuckles a little and she goes, "There's no way a prison holds Phimiir. He would have at least irritated them to death, if nothing else."
If he's a forge master, the Empire's going to want to keep him around, just in case they want to try starting putting their imps in Beskar.
Oh, they would be in boxes first.
Oh, still. Oh shit.
What? What?
That's how they get him. That's probably how they would get him to make your armor. They say, "We have your daughter."
They should need to show me to him.
I'm pretty sure they would have something.
She shrugs, maybe? But
Well,
I have...
Either way.
I have all that's left, she says, tapping the shield.
All that you know of.
Well, all I had on me.
Who's to say that the imps aren't, mining for the stuff? I mean, they have the moon now. They have all of Mandalore. If they wanted that Beskar steel, they're going to get it. And they're going to need somebody that can make the stuff.
Let's not count our rocks before they hatch.
Everyone make int checks if they want.
Intelligence checks?
Yeah. Can make it lore if you want for the proficiency.
It's the same.
Oh, I would
thing.
prefer lore.
Temporary bird.
I'll take my 1. Or take my 6. So
That is
7.
actually cocked.
That's a modified 20.
I rolled a
Making it a
15.
lore check specifically.
24.
Raestra?
Yeah. 7.
Everyone but Raestra quickly kind of realizes what Nyx is saying oddly makes a lot of sense, because all of you are aware that every time Raestra has asked somebody for Beskar, the answer is it's been impossible to get a hold of it.
They would have the market cornered. That's why nobody can get their hands on it. I mean, yeah, the metal is rare, but if the Empire has control over Mandalore, they're gonna keep that shit. They're gonna hoard it until they can find someone to make the armor for them.
I mean, what if they're not using it for armor?
They wouldn't. They certainly wouldn't be using the ones. They wouldn't be using anyone who lives on the moon.
Well, that's the thing. Either way, weapons or armor, it's an asset to the Empire.
She holds up a hand. You don't make Beskar into weapons.
You don't.
No,
Imps do.
there's certain lines we don't cross.
Beskar can never be forged into weapons, Din. Anyway, do you want some more of those tiny little missiles made of Beskar?
All right. Anyway,
Listen, love Dave and John, but I'll poke fun at that forever. Yeah. It was cool and fun, and I don't care. It's not a plot hole, big air quotes, but I think it's funny.
It is funny.
I think possibly we shouldn't rule out the... There are certain lines you won't cross, right?
I mean, of course not.
Can you say the same for the Empire?
No, they could maybe push them into it, but I feel like that'd...
Even if they couldn't get a Mandalorian to necessarily work Beskar in a way that, you know, could be fashioned into a weapon, they're big enough. It would only be a matter of time.
I'll make something clear for Hiten, especially the way Cal phrased that. The answer is no. As far as you're aware in your Inquisitor training, at least as far as hunting Jedi, there is not a line that you guys are trained to not cross. In fact, you guys are taught all the lines.
And how to cross them.
Yeah.
I was about to say expressly for the purpose of crossing them.
Yeah.
DM, I have a question.
I have sorry.
So,
so many fucking lines.
We see in The Mandalorian that the Beskar was turned into credits.
It was...
Would they have already done that?
They were ingots of Beskar. They were not credits. It was just, you know, what he was using to... as currency, as trade, basically. They weren't credits, though. Why?
Oh, okay.
Why?
I just wanted to know if that was just something we already encountered technically. I just wanted to double check.
Ingots for easy transport and stamped with the Empire logo, so this way if anybody took them, they know who they took it from.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
Like, I'm not saying there's stuff to worry at. However...
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
However, I think I know where we need to go to next.
I agree.
Well, we don't know how we're gonna get there, even.
Call Hondo.
Hondo can't get us to the fucking moon. He specifically told us he couldn't get us there.
I thought
And
you
you
had
believed
the whole
him?
big plan of waiting out until the senator came and you were gonna jack his shit.
Hold on. Wait a minute. You believed Hondo when he said that he couldn't get us there?
Well, I mean, he probably can. He said he wouldn't, I guess is the point.
He said he wouldn't right then. We grease his palms enough, he'll probably cave.
With what credits?
The only reason to go to Mandalore is for Beskar. Rubs fingers in the money symbol.
We owe him a favor.
What if
We already paid off that favor. That was the spouse run. Are you stupid?
And we can do an. Listen, I'm just throwing options out there. I'm just saying, if we owe him a favor, we've already shown him that we're willing to do whatever he asks us to do.
The DM is putting his hand up. You also don't have his number.
That's right. He was
Nobody
just sort
asked
of there.
it, and none was offered.
Nobody. That's true. Nobody did.
I was about to say, the thought strikes that we do not know how to contact him.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on. Now, let's not be unreasonable. Can we argue that I might potentially be his number? Am I able to reach out to Hondo using the force?
I'm sure there are force powers for that. But let's make it clear, canon, protecting one's voice, and even just one's voice, but also one visually, is one of the most taxing things one can do in the Force. It killed Luke Skywalker.
He was old and crusty.
I was about to
Killed
say,
a whole
he was
bunch-
an old
it killed
man.
a whole bunch of
he-
Jedi that were all reaching out in the Force at the exact same time.
Yeah.
I was about to say, A, he was old, B, he hadn't done it in decades, and C, his connection wasn't
Well,
strong
no,
with
to
the
make
Force
very
to begin
clear,
with,
that is
so...
the biggest Force feat in canon, what Luke did. It's the hardest thing
Yeah.
to do. So make
Okay,
that
so
clear
he
before
also-
you're like, I'll talk to them through the Force, you know? I mean, yeah, anything's
Alright.
Give me
possible
another
with the
level
Force.
I can cast send him.
Through God, all things
I
are
was gonna
possible
say-
and whatnot, but like...
I was gonna say, if we do need credits, I do have an idea on it would require getting Hondo, but
What's your idea?
I'd rather take
uh
the chances in stealing that senatorship than having to deal with it, whatever the fuck Hondo.
You would
would
rather
have us
fight.
do.
You would rather steal from a politician than work with a pirate again?
You fucking suck anyway.
Well, yeah, but we can't...
to be fair, I'd rather steal from a politician than most things.
I'm not brave enough for politics.
You'll be hanged for this. 6 years under you. I deserve far worse.
I
Facts.
hear Jedi are worth a lot of money.
We're not pulling a weird scheme like that. You would just get struck down.
Also, Raestra raises a hand. Yeah, do you know who those Jedi get turned over to?
No, actually, I never asked.
Us.
Raestra, you're also very aware that when Inquisitors show up to answer a tip line, it's like a coin flip if, like, the credits are given to someone or if someone's head rolls. You know, depending upon the Inquisitor's mood and which Inquisitor comes.
Depending on who shows up, they may just kill us.
I was gonna say, fucking, what was the race of the Inquisitor that we fought on Coruscant?
She was Trandoshan.
Well, if it's anything like the Trandoshan, nobody dangerous.
Hmm.
Ouch! That stings! She's a Force
She
ghost.
can't reply, she's dead.
Listen.
Bitch.
She turned to the light in the end. It's-
Yeah, she turned to the light in her last final minutes when I twisted the knife in her fucking chest.
Yeah, no, no. No Force ghost for her.
Good. Fuck her. Bitch.
Anywho.
I don't know. That's the biggest thing. We have to figure out how we get there.
I mean, there's coordinates that could ease up. Give me like
Hey,
20
Earl.
minutes when we're not dealing with this weird dark side bullshit that's underneath my home planet, and I will figure this shit out, giving up time and resources.
Orl is lounging against some baskets, arms crossed, and looks up. Yeah?
You listen to the conversation, or you just, sleeping?
Oh no, I'm listening.
Got any solutions? We're all ears.
Oh, I'm more so wondering what this has to do with the immediate problem that there's apparently a big red shape under our feet that this whole town expects us to go vanquish, I guess. I ain't vanquished something in a long time.
Might just be a glowing rock that they're all skeeved out about. Just blow it up and then we're out of here.
I got a bad feeling it ain't just a glowing rock. Cal, you agree?
Yeah, it definitely feels like it's more than a glowing rock. The only reason I haven't really addressed it is because we don't know what it is, and planning for it right now feels kind of moot.
It sounds like dark side shit from my very limited knowledge of anything.
It is nothing if not dark side shit.
We know it's a color.
What? Sorry,
We
I
know
got
it's a
knocked a
color.
little senseless in that last fight.
Yeah,
Not
are
gonna
you
lie.
doing real okay, by the way?
Honestly, physically, great. Mentally, I could be better.
Because, like,
Is that
you
a
left me
is
there
that
for a
different
couple
than
minutes.
usually? Or
I mean, I used to have a kink in my knee, and that's gone. But I think that was from the club to the leg I took, and it just knocked it back into place. Yeah, that sucked. I'm not gonna lie, that fucking sucked. I know I'm trying to roll. I know I'm trying to kind of just rolling my shoulders and being the fucking space duck, but it sucked.
Yeah, you did get your ass beat. It was pretty brutal, actually.
Yeah, I'm not really a face the giant monster by yourself kind of guy. In fact, it's more often than not how my brothers and I get killed.
I have heard a clone or two get turned to paste that way, yeah.
Yeah. Falling's a common one. Like, it shouldn't be as common as it is, but it's very common.
Gravity. It's working.
Given what I know about you, gravity isn't exactly your friend either.
Yeah. Gravity is very much not my friend.
I can fix it.
You can fix gravity?
I've given up time, energy, and material if I can make it so that, like, I mean, I don't know, I can make jet boots. I don't know, whatever the fuck.
We get it, you're God, Christ.
I'm not God. I'm good at one thing.
Well, you're good at a great many things, actually, Ash.
You'll find that you're very multi-talented.
She's not a god, she's just clever.
I'm good at building shit, and that's it.
Well,
That's a multitude of skills wrapped into one, but alright, sure.
Nyx is going to stand up and pull his undershirt on, which is like the designated undercloth for clone armor.
Yeah.
With the sleeves kind of cut off because he had to, which still has like the Republic symbol on it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And he puts his standard armor on, not the clone armor, but the standard armor back on, because he doesn't have a clone armor. He left that at the house. We should probably get moving.
Probably.
I suppose.
Well, if my input is still valid, I also think we're losing the storm in the raindrops.
What do you mean?
He turns right to you. The Force showed you that for a reason. It wasn't just like a dream. It's subconscious, what's stressing you out coming to the surface. You asked the Force to heal your light, and it showed you something from all the way back then.
Yeah. So?
Maybe that's where it starts.
We'll hit the beginning. Great. Good start.
Dad hunt.
Yeah, we're gonna go hunt somebody's dad.
Hunt for, not hunt down.
I prefer the term father
Said
foraging.
Especially father forging for a forged father.
Get it here.
You guys do intend to long rest, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can stay here and long rest if you'd like.
Well, yeah, that
Well,
was
I
the
already
plan.
long rested because I was told this is where we were long rested.
Yeah. Well, the healing doctor was a little bit early. It's still
Okay.
Maybe evening at this point. So that all kind of started with Raestra making clear her space. We can move on to someone else. Not if you want it once, class. I'll call on someone.
I'll go last.
Okay.
last.
Okay. Ash. It's
Was that
your
in character?
turn. No,
It's
it's
my
your
turn?
turn. Yeah.
My turn on the Xbox?
Yeah.
The DM said.
Okay. I mean,
Pick up.
I was gonna ask Earl his thoughts and opinions on the Red Rock or whatever, but I guess, well, more so on everything. I can still ask him that. It's fine. So I scooted over to him, I guess, as the conversation, like, drifts and ends, and it's like, so what do you make of all this?
Not a whole hell of a lot. It's disorienting to be back in the fray, I guess. Something like this, he like waves his hand. Something they would have sent a Jedi out to do. First contact with an unknown species. Big dark thread underneath. I think I saw this in a holo once.
Well, we'll get to the bottom of it.
Literally and figuratively, yeah.
Yeah.
He takes a deep breath. Helping people, especially people like this that need it. It's more important now than it is ever, so
Yeah.
it's good that that's the choice you're all making.
I'm glad it was a choice we got to make. It would have blown if this was a case of just like, blah, everyone's evil and wants to kill everyone.
Would have been a little cliche, yeah. It happens once or twice, though. Sometimes you go to a planet and the plants want to eat you.
Surprisingly more common than you think.
Yes.
I mean, botany doing that just means they're carnivorous, and that's not necessarily out of maliciousness, that's just how they exist.
I heard tale of ones that talked. Though that was kind of like a scary youngling story that they told to keep us in line. Dark side plants.
Yeah, who believe in that shit?
The Old Republic theme, the High Republic theme starts playing.
I mean, I guess anything's possible.
That's true. We're sitting here amongst subterranean plant people who farm mycelia, eat the spores, light them up inside them.
These have to be force sensitive, right?
They're touched by the Force, at the very least.
Because it's real particular that they singled out Nyx, but picked up on the light that Cal, Raestra, and I had.
He takes in a deep breath. My master wanted, to make clear, this was early in our studies, that the Force works in different ways through different beings, and there are entire civilizations that have risen and fallen, risen and still are out there that, see the Force differently than the Jedi do. So, we can use our words for it, but I feel like it's their own thing. It's at least similar. I think it correlates. Hell, I heard there are witches on Dathomir can tame rancors with the Force. That's legend, though.
Somewhere Anya sneezes.
Dathomir is forbidden to you.
Dathomir is forbidden to you.
No, somewhere Anya just kicks a rock down into a hole, bored.
Well, Anya's anything but bored in these moments, but...
No, running off
Yeah.
in some shenaniganery with Lane.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still all new to this, so I don't have all that vocabulary and knowledge to draw from, so...
It's mostly vibes anyway. The older I got, the more Jedi training I got, the more it seemed that way. I think that's what Yoda tries to tell us when he just speaks cryptically and backwards.
Backwards?
He just nods twice, looks over at Cal, like, yeah.
How does
Cal
one speak
also
backwards?
nods.
Like, are his words backwards, or...
Oh no, then you wouldn't understand.
Many strange dialects he contains.
Why'd you speak funny?
Yep.
That's how he talks.
Weird.
Wait, hold on. That's how Yoda talks?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that, like...
You fucking with me.
How... Was that just, like, a him thing? Or was that something his whole species
Oh, we
can
have-
do?
Oh no, Yaddle was on the council for a bit, but and she's also quite old. No, she spoke normal. I think it was just a Yoda thing.
It could also possibly be his race. We have no idea what he is.
Oh, for sure.
I like the idea that even canonically nobody knows what Yoda is.
Oh, it's not an idea. It's canon.
I heard he's something called a goblin. I've never
That's
heard
offensive.
that before. I don't know that.
No,
That's what I heard.
stereotype.
Scrimblebibble.
He's a scribble bibble.
And we're
He's
just
a
gonna have to be
little
okay with
green
that.
scribble bibble.
They're going to tell us that his race is called fuck, and there's nothing we can do about it.
But with two U's, so like it's not a swear word.
Called.
Two U's and a K. It's
It's spelled with
F-U-U-K.
a PH, two U's, a K.
Yeah.
How do you say that? Fuck.
It's
I
George
thought
Lucas
so.
is like,
Mm.
it's pronounced fuck, and I think that it's just, it just
I
adds
think
for
that
love.
it's
You know what's
just-
pronounced? I just thought that it would be interesting
to have like a simple name for these things, right? So I thought of the most simple word I could think of, and I did it.
It has like a soft start, and then like a a harsh ending. Just like
a hard K.
Yeah, yeah.
Red band.
It's from an ancient language in universe that doesn't has no translation. It was lost to time.
Called fucking-ese.
Just pulling some Tolkien shit.
Fucking knees. Shut the fuck up, Ben.
But anyway.
I can't with this bullshit. Okay.
We take our Star Wars lore so seriously, guys.
Yeah.
So seriously.
Yes.
We take our Star Wars lore so seriously. Jizz!
Jizz music. Welcome to it, fam. Welcome to it.
Yes.
Star Wars is fucking dumb.
Yeah, but anyway, Nick's in character says goblin, and Rail's like, that's offensive. He'd probably beat you with his cane.
That's what I heard. I don't know. I've never met him. I don't even know what he looks like.
He's short.
He was green.
Not to once again sound offensive, but there was a lot of short Jedi.
He could reach up to, he just points to Raestra, like, sort of at her foot, and then just slowly raising his finger. Just above Raestra's ankle.
He wasn't that short.
It was a Jedi? Was a Jedi that
He
short?
slouched.
And he slouched?
Yeah.
He was sort of... Yeah, he was sort of... She makes like a gesture with her hands to imply, like, bent over.
I mean, someone shorter than Earl? That sounds hard to believe.
Oh,
hey.
Yeah.
Listen, as he would say in this situation, I have to be Rail imitating Yoda. Hold on.
What a wild moment for you.
Size matters not in all the ways that you think it means.
It's how he fucking talked?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
This was your leader? This was the leader of the Jedi?
One of them.
This was one of them, yeah.
One of them? How many were there?
And you know what? I've never met a stronger man in the Force or a more wise individual.
We had a whole council.
I mean, I knew about the council. I didn't... Well, okay. I guess I've always heard the name Yoda. I just never really knew what he was like.
Master Yoda was our Grandmaster. He and
Strongest Jedi we
Mace
knew.
Windu co-led the council.
Him I've seen.
Mace Windu?
I saw him. Yeah. Guy's a friggin' unit.
That's a one way to put it. I knew him when he was little. He was quite the firebrand.
I don't remember Master Windu.
I can't help but wish I learned more from Master Windu. I feel like his skills would be best under you, Raestra.
I do remember him being... She makes like a fist, just like a little more combat oriented than most of the other masters.
Yes.
Oh, he was best with the lightsaber. Second only to Yoda. Though I heard he beat him once.
Wait, hold on. The short one was good with a lightsaber?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
I feel like you're fucking with me.
How good were you with a lightsaber?
Me?
No, I'm asking Earl.
Oh.
What do you...
Yeah, how good are you with a lightsaber?
He shrugs. I'm rusty.
What a ringing endorsement.
Did you bring yours?
A Jedi always has their lightsaber. I guess.
You have
it? But
Can we see
none of
it?
us are really Jedi anymore, are we?
Can we see it?
Hmm.
Like, Nyx is, like, interested. Can we see it?
I mean, I saw you kick ass with that pickaxe.
Yeah.
I highly doubt that you're
It's
just
what I got now, because
so-so.
I'm just a minor now. He emphasizes the words.
People
So you
that can
didn't-
speak
so you-
common, basic, fuck, wrong universe.
If these people don't know what any of these words mean.
You didn't.
No, but
So you didn't. So you didn't bring your lightsaber.
He just looks at you, Nix.
I'm gonna keep asking until you give me a straight answer. We could do this all day. I'll waste time.
I think he's become a mental collector of lightsabers after I showed him mine.
You are 14, aren't you?
Shut the fuck up.
If only. Well, no, I don't think he would have known that. You might have.
Only by galactic standards.
Only in the eyes of math.
Only in the eyes of math and numbers.
Yeah, exactly. I'm practically middle-aged.
Aren't many left around to mentally collect, so sorry about that.
Yeah, it's fine. They're interesting weapons.
They're relics, just like me.
What color was it?
Yeah.
Blue.
They're always blue.
Because it's a good color. My master's was
They're
too.
boring.
Cal just turning to Nyx. What's wrong with blue?
Nothing's wrong with blue. It's just, I've seen a lot of Jedi with blue.
What determines the color?
The crystal.
When you resonate with the crystal, it just happens. Like a mood ring.
Are they just blue, and red?
Oh no, you can have all sorts of colors.
Except for red.
I mean, you can have red, but you gotta bleed a lightsaber crystal. Gotta bleed a kyber crystal.
Isn't that weird that there are no, naturally occurring red kyber crystals?
Well,
How do you bleed a
his
mineral?
eyes cast aside and his eyebrows go up. Except for the fact that we were just told about a big red rock.
Oh.
Well,
Oh.
Can you fix that? Is that something you can fix?
when Ash says, "How do you bleed it?" Raestra just looks at her and goes, "It takes a long time, and it's painful. You have to. It's one of the first things they had us do."
Can you fix it?
She shrugs.
Rail nods. Should have done it.
What?
Yeah. There ain't nothing the dark side can twist that the Force doesn't want to untwist. Just needs a little help.
Well, that's good.
Hey, maybe you can do that.
Maybe.
Also, quick thing, to circle back, how do you get a crystal to bleed? You forget to cherish it.
Shut up. Jesus.
It was a long and very painful process. I did not like it. And she kind of looks at her own lightsaber. And it didn't either.
Well, let's go heal a big red crystal.
Done talking.
We'll blow it up, whichever
you
comes
need to
first.
take a nap or something.
Oh, yeah. Well. Fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna rest.
All right.
He lays
All right.
all the way down in that cowboy, arms behind his head.
The
If he had a
cowboy
hat-
sleep.
If he had a hat, it'd be
he'd
over
tilted
his eyes.
down.
Yeah.
God, he's like a walking. He's a walking stereotype.
It's in Star Wars. I don't
mean-
know what to tell you.
He's from Space Texas.
Star Wars, where knights and cowboys can be in the same world together. Anyway,
Knights, samurai, and cowboys, baby.
hell yeah.
And Size Noodles.
And
Shut up.
Snice Noodle.
Fuck off.
My favorite
Yeah.
Glove Shido.
I was about to say, is she your Glum Shido? Because you talk about Sice Noodles a lot.
It's just
Look,
I love
it's
her
in
music.
Clone Wars.
I'm kind of a snoodly, I'm kind of a
Shut the
snoodle.
fuck up, Justin.
I've never needed you to shut up more than I need you to shut up in this exact moment. You shut the fuck up. You silence your whore mouth.
Anyway.
Fucking believable.
Anyway,
You
Anyway.
well, does Cal have anything?
I had one more thing.
Oh,
to
sorry.
mention.
Sorry.
It's fine. I'm still not sure if I should foster my blood, I guess.
Why wouldn't you?
I mean, wouldn't growing a connection with the Force just put a bigger target on our back?
I mean, she looks at herself and at Cal and goes, I really don't think you can paint a bigger Force-related target on our backs than she gestures between the two of them. The two of us have.
Yeah, we already got a big enough target on our back.
I'm just not sure how much it'll help me, I guess.
I mean, the Force is endlessly useful. That's not the issue.
I mean, I've gone my whole life without it, so...
The choice is yours, as it always should have been. That was my mistake, and, you know, it's led us here, and that's all that can be said about that. But all I will say is the Force brought these people to you. It's got... He thinks of the word, like clearly looking back in his memories. It's got its hand on in your life. As much as it can.
I suppose so. And then Ash will try to go meditate in a corner. This is how I'm justifying her getting her 5th level Force ability from her feet.
From her feet?
Yeah.
Well, this is just flavor, so I won't make you wisdom check or spin any massive tales. I think that's a good way for you to accept, because you just got to open yourself up. And you just watched Cal and Raestra do it.
It still probably takes her a little bit, though.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, what the fuck am I doing? Probably has one of those really strained, hard focus faces on her.
It takes a little bit to get used to.
Can ask for more of that pixie dust.
I mean, I don't even know how we go about asking with that.
Rail shrugs. I suppose you're
with
right.
Our words? Question mark?
How does one illustrate common dust?
I mean, you could possibly just... I don't know, one of us could get bruised like Nyx did, and then we'll end up with more.
Hey.
Spice.
Your own.
Drugs?
Ash just kind of lays face down on the floor.
I mean, that'll do it.
She'll get it. It'll just take time.
That's a way to do it, I guess. Raestra just rubs the back of her neck.
If you genuinely, actually, well, yes, if you genuinely need it, I can give you some of mine.
I mean, that was for injuries. What Raestra got was different. Anyway, I'm gonna go focus really hard now.
Okay, you let us know how it goes.
If you gather your willpower. Is that all Asha wanted to do?
I think so. She already asked how Nyx was doing. Talked to Rail. I think I'm good.
Nyx requested last, so does Cal have anything? What's the opposite of dibs? Bobs?
What?
It's dabs.
Dabs.
It'd be dabs. Just what the fuck kind of question is that?
Well, Nyx didn't call dibs, he called last, so... What's the opposite? What's the inverse of dibs?
Dobbs?
Your mom?
Anyway, sorry, I interrupted you, Cal.
Man, I actually don't know what Cal would do at the moment.
You did participate in team-based meditation, so if you think that's all he would want to do before resting...
Yeah, I kind of feel like the only thing that would really be on Cal's mind is he would just walk up to Raestra and be like, Padawan? No. So I think he's just gonna hit the hay.
He'll call it a night.
Cal goes over to a bale of the twine of... Punch! Punch! Punch!
Those bushes won't know what hit them.
I'm gonna be so ready for Nyx's training.
Eventually, Ash just gets up and gives up, and then works on her wrist pad and shit.
Beep, beep, beep. Lemmy is like,
I'm fine. I'm just trying to cultivate the force, I guess. I mean, I know you wouldn't really get it because you're a droid, so. But I appreciate your concern and care nonetheless. I give him a pat on the head. What a little man. What a little guy.
Now it's Nyx's turn.
So that battle is tough.
Yeah, it was.
Nyx
Wouldn't have done it without your friends.
Yeah. Yep. And I don't want to say that Nyx is kind of disheartened by that. However, there is this moment of where it did remind him of when he used to be part of the clones, when he was part of the clone army. And
the Grand Army of the Republic. Or
yes,
Goter.
the Grand
Goter, if you will.
Yeah. Yes. The Grand Army of the Republic. But he finds himself remembering the day it all fell apart again. And ever since the subject came up recently, he's been having a hard time letting that go. Before he would bring it up and then brush it off and continue about his day on Coruscant, but here where it's quiet and easy to reflect on yourself and on others, Nyx is having a hard time pushing that memory back down. So all clones, canonically, are established that they don't sleep easily, or they don't sleep well often. This is one of those nights where it's particularly bad. And I want to say he probably dreams about that day again, about how it happened and what happened after that.
I like this a lot because I can tie this into something.
Ooh.
I can bullshit this. Who cares? Star Wars timelines are dumb anyway. And apparently, we can undo whatever we want.
Hell yeah!
But your dream, it of course doesn't skip the moments at the beginning when it all went wrong. But it was like it's all a blur, an awful, traumatic blur of like violence and confusion, and then your brothers not acting like themselves, and then you're on the transport. It's not AAT. What are the gunships? They're just Republic gunships.
It's literally
right?
just called a gunship. Yeah.
Yeah. They're Republic gunships. The
Republic
doors like
gunships.
The doors half open and like all of Coruscant is under you, which is a weird sensation, especially since you're already off kilter.
Yeah.
Your brothers are kind of just staring off into the middle distance, and you're confused and scared, and you ask, "Where are we going?" And Creed like turns slowly to look at you, and it's like that horror movie head turn,
Mm-hmm.
the like much too slow.
Yeah.
And in the helmet, it's even worse. When you guys converse, the helmets usually come off just to help with the personability of it all. But you're on a mission. The helmets are on. Things are heated. Things are flying,
Going down.
And Creed replies to continue the mission.
What's the mission?
There's a pause, and his head tilts. They need help at the Jedi Temple. The 501st needs help at the Jedi Temple.
Are we being attacked?
There's like another pause, and it's the helmet's on, but you can like, it's almost like you can tell he's not looking at you, he's looking past you, like middle distance staring. And he just nods.
Did Separatists get through?
He shakes his head and says, "The Jedi are attacking. We're following orders. They're the enemy now."
Wait, hold on. When did the Jedi become enemies? What happened? Like, he looks at Index like, this doesn't make any sense.
And when you look at Index replies, "We're not to question our orders."
I'm not questioning the orders. I'm just trying to get clarification. Trying to understand the orders.
Creed actually like reaches across and puts a hand on your shoulder, but it's again one of those things like the moment in Spider-Man Homecoming, right? Where it's like, I'm pretending this is a friendly gesture, but he's gripping you a little hard.
Yeah.
And it's like, sometimes in war we don't get the luxury of clarification. Good soldiers follow orders. Are you questioning orders? CT 3535.
That causes him to pause. I'm not questioning orders, Creed. I'm just trying to understand, why are we attacking the very people that lead us into battle? Suddenly. I mean, don't you think that's a little weird?
They're traitors.
How are they traitors? They... One of them was talking peace talks with a bunch of civilians before I blacked out.
And there's just kind of a pause, and the other clones in your squads look at each other, and Ranger kind of says, "And anyone that sides with them is a traitor."
I'm not a traitor.
I certainly hope not, says Creed.
I just don't understand. He takes off his helmet. Aren't you at the very least curious about what's going on here?
When you take off your helmet, everyone kind of stands. It's like, we are in an active battle zone, clone trooper. It's against, Index adds, it's against regulations and remove armor.
This doesn't feel like regulation. He stands up with them. Something's wrong. You guys have to feel that, right?
We're not trained to feel. We're trained to fight and follow orders.
Where did this come from? What the hell happened when I blacked out?
New orders came in. Ones we intend to follow.
I can't exactly follow orders correctly if I don't know them. He puts his helmet back on.
You'll do as I say when I say, says Creed. I'm squad captain.
Yeah, you've made that clear multiple times, Creed. I'm just saying.
Ranger actually kind of like steps up beside you and like kind of shoulder bumps you and like stays that uncomfortably close and says, Come on, Nix. You said you wanted to be with the 501st.
Of course I want to be with the 501st.
Now's our chance.
What Jedis are we hunting down? Is it like a small sect? Is it a couple of traitor Jedis?
If they're a Jedi, they get shot. Those are our orders. Is that clear?
Well, that depends. What connotates a Jedi?
Do they have a lightsaber?
Wait. Sir, there are kids there.
It's then where it's just kind of, it goes eerily silent. And, you know, all three of your squad mates just, they don't raise their blasters, but it's the thing where they're, like, ready and at their chests and pointed to the side.
We can't be seriously considering killing children, right? His hand is near his blaster as well. But he doesn't take it. But it's near it.
Is that the second time I've heard you questioning orders?
I'm not questioning orders. Creed, we can't be expected to kill kids. That's not what we were trained for. That's brute talk. That's criminal. That's pirate. That's anything but us. We're clones. Enemies aren't children. They're not civilians. They're droids and politicians that don't agree with the Republic. That's it. That's what we fight. Not kids. Jedi or not, we can't be expected to kill children.
Ranger was still, like, right next to you, and then you feel his blaster against the side of your helmet. More like the pressure of him pressing it. And Ranger says, You got one chance. to shut your trap and follow orders. Otherwise, you will be in violation and considered a traitor.
You can't expect me to kill kids. I won't do it.
And then Creed says, then I'm sorry.
Me too.
And that's when your focus on CQC saves your life, Nick, because you bring your arm and elbow up very quickly and knock the blaster that Ranger had at your head up before he can let out a bolt. You do notice it's a stun bolt. It's the circle that and hits into the ceiling, and you see Creed is leveling his blaster at you, but it's crowded here, it's cramped. You just bring your foot up and forward and right into his midsection and knock him off balance, and there's nowhere to go here but out. And so you take a step away from your brothers, away from this madness, and down. And it's kind of fitting that's most dreams end with you falling endlessly, right? It's that moment where you wake up scared, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Nyx immediately shoots up, drenched in sweat. His hands shaking.
You alright?
Yeah. Just a bad dream, that's all. You get those a lot. Yeah.
Ash nods and gives him a little pat on the shoulder.
Oh wait, we do have to time space rewind.
Sure.
Creed does get you in the shoulder before you kick him.
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But mostly your armor took most of that.
Yeah. Just take it from me. Be thankful you didn't grow up with siblings.
I mean...
Yeah, my least favorite part of growing up was when my siblings tried to kill me.
Traditionally speaking, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean... Hard to count myself lucky when I was so lonely.
Yeah. Well, you know.
I guess I understand the sentiment, though.
Yeah. Sorry, that was a very vivid dream. But I'll be fine. Why aren't you asleep?
Oh, this is normal. I don't sleep a lot. You just see that she's just got wires and, like, you know, a meat tool working on her wrist with some new shit.
You just tinker instead of sleep?
I don't need a lot of sleep.
Must be nice.
I mean, blessing and a curse, I can't go out and get materials when it's the dead of the night, so...
Oh well, I think I slept enough anyway. Kind of gets up, wipes the sweat from his face and stuff like that, and checks his blasters. Just starts cleaning them even though they're already spotless.
You're gonna put dent in those things if you don't stop.
Last thing you need is a failing weapon. Trust me. You need it tip-top in working order, so this way you can defend yourself when you need to.
Yeah, but you don't want to overfix it. You could break it.
Yeah, maybe. What are you working on?
Oh, couple of things. I don't want Cal to have to be the one to provide first aid, I guess, so I'm working on a whole toe thing. And then, I know you two are big bruisers of our motley brigade, I guess, so I'm working on something to hopefully slow down our enemies so that they're easier to hit and they can't do a whole lot against us.
Yeah, well. Be ready.
I will be. Also when it's relevant. I'm gonna try and... I got an idea for something that will make us, like, totally imperceptible to cameras, so if we do any, like, infiltration shit, I got you. I got us covered.
Well, that'll be handy.
Yeah.
Ugh. I got a couple of things myself, but they're gonna require for you guys to actually listen to me when shit hits the fan. Not saying you don't, but
I was about to say.
You both lean over your projects, focusing on your work, and not 2 minutes go by before you both, facing opposite ways, mind you, can't help but feel like someone's watching you. And you both kind of turn and look, but just wind up turning and looking at each other. Because there's nothing in this hut. No windows, no nothing. Your companions are asleep. Must be one of those weird things.
Don't.
just under his breath, got a bad feeling about this.
Oh, wake up! I don't want this!
Yes, Chrissy, wake up!
Hey, hello.
You got that feeling too?
Yeah. He's gonna put his helmet on and engage his blaster and put it in his holster. His palm one, his standard DL-33 blaster.
Yeah.
His light pistol. Gonna have a look around. And Nyx will step out the hut. Start looking around.
I'll go
Take another walk.
Fuck it, I'm going with you.
There's still activity in the village. It seems that they're, well, almost all beings with any sort of locomotion, autonomy, there we go, autonomy and sapient sentience need rest. It seems like these plant creatures don't need much of it, and it looks like they kind of rotate out, shifts, much like the miners on the surface, because they're not just as many as before, because they seem to all gather to watch you fight, and then they were all there to celebrate, but a decent amount are up above, seemingly constructing a new bridge. There are some working the trees, but a different line of trees, and it seems, well, I say trees, they're mushroom trees, and it seems in a different way they're not hitting the trunk to get the spores, they're prodding the cap, it seems to, for whatever reason they have, but it's something they're doing systematically and going from tree to tree to do so. It doesn't feel like evening, even though your wrist pad has a chrono, Asha. It's evening time for you guys, but the light levels and the glow and the dancing has not lessened or raised. It's just kind of this way down here.
Certainly flows differently for everyone, I suppose.
That's for sure. DM, can I make a perception check just to see if I can get a feel?
Absolutely.
Okay. Perception's +4, so that makes it 16.
16?
Yep.
Can I give him temporary boost if I saw he would be doing specific perception?
It's a reaction to a check being made. So yes.
Add a d6.
Adding a d6. Yeah. Hold on. It got stuck in the thing. There we go. That's better. So then that's going to be boosted from a 16 to a dirty 20.
All right. I like this. You look out because you've crossed the town at this point. You can see the entrance you guys came in, but you're kind of on the other side of it. Mm-hmm. And like I said, you notice kind of all I pointed out. There are workers expanding a bridge way up high. There are people you see even young ones, they're smaller. Can't tell for sure if they're young, but kind of doing a little swinging play from one of the bridges that aren't too high. One of them that extends from one end of this domed cave to the other. And the workers at the trees, but then you think, oh, that's where we came in. And you look behind you, and it's in that moment that you see you're rather close to it. It's kind of like the town ends, and there's a good bit of space between the wall of the cave and where the town ends. There is another entrance, and right as you turn to look, that's when you see like motion and a faint red light, but it kind of just disappears. Like the moment it's one of those
Nyx
things where
follows.
yeah.
Shit, fuck.
You just like immediately combat run.
like the Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs cop.
Yeah,
Ash
yeah,
does
exactly.
that scramble run to try and catch up.
Flintlock wood.
The distance is just too much that like by the time you get there, there's no red light. There's no movement anymore. You saw it and it like disappeared into this cave, and then you look down in the cave and you see no light and no movement. And even like you combat ran, so there's like and Unav who's like approaching you from behind, but like curiously. But there is one thing that you do notice. I'll let that perception roll. Like at your feet, you might have stepped on it had you not slid to a stop right where you were.
Mm-hmm.
Is a hunk of red rock. It is cantaloupe sized.
Okay.
Oh.
It's not round. It's actually quite jagged. It's smooth on one end, jagged on the other.
Nyx picks it up.
So you touch it.
Yes. Nyx is gonna pick up that rock.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy. Oh boy. I will send it to the DM.
Oh no. Oh no.
What was it?
This is a fey trap if I've ever seen. I'm gonna touch it. No, you're gonna get kidnapped.
What did you roll?
Oh boy, this is swap breath, isn't it?
So he did roll a 1.
Oh no!
And you know what? I think that's a perfect place to stop for tonight.
Oh, fuck you, Justin.
Monstrous! No! You
Oh, that's the
dick!
worst place. On the nat one?
Come
You
on,
don't even-
Justin. It's gonna be a month before we play again. At least let Ash deal with the consequences.
Fuck.
Please?
Are you sure?
Yes, I am 100% sure.
I'll wax poetic for like a paragraph or two.
Okay.
Nyx,
Yes.
you've been distressed.
Yes.
It's understatement of the century, right?
More or less, yes.
But you've been in mental distress, emotional memories of people you born and grew up with turning their blasters on you and forcing you to make a leap that should have killed you.
Yeah.
And that stings. That sucks. That makes you bitter. And you were bitter for a very long time. You were at the bottom of a gutter somewhere in the upper part of the lower levels.
Mm-hmm.
It's enough to make you never trust anyone ever again. Because who knows, one day you can go to sleep and wake up and they'll try to kill you. In fact, that's probably what all these people around you are definitely planning. The Force, whatever bullshit, it's all gonna come to a head and you're gonna be the one who comes up short again. And that again, bitter is the word. It's like festering and you, Ash, you notice his posture like hunches, and he's now not just holding this thing, he's clutching it. Do you say anything?
Nix?
Nyx, you snap at her.
Sure. What is it? What do you want?
What's with the change of attitude? I thought we just went over all this shit. I thought we worked out this shit. What's going on? I thought we were friends.
It's nothing. I'm under a lot of fucking stress. Did you see it or not?
Would I have seen the red light?
You helped him. You didn't roll your own check. So
No, I didn't.
I don't think so.
No, I didn't, but I trusted your instinct that you saw something.
Well, maybe you should be opening your eyes and paying a little bit more fucking attention.
Jesus, what crawled up your ass? What did I do?
Fucking Justin, I hate this.
And now she's being snippy.
Fucking Justin.
You asked for this. Literally.
I know.
I have recorded proof.
I know.
It has been 0 days since Nyx and Ash fought.
Yeah.
This next was mean to Ash.
And you.
Why it had to
you
be
say
Ash?
that-
Why couldn't it have been Ray?
You say, well, Ray would have just killed you. Like your
Oh, Ray
fears.
would have just kicked your ass.
I'm
Yeah.
so confused.
Exactly.
But you say that and think that, and you close your eyes and shake your head. Because, yeah, you are under a lot of stress. It's fucking, this is rough. And now there's a migraine coming up in the back of your head.
Listen, I just had the shit beaten out of me not too long ago, okay? I don't sleep well. We're in the middle of a cave that I don't even fucking understand with plant people that don't speak basic.
Well, let's drop the rock. Leave that here.
Why
And
should
don't
I
let
fucking
everyone know
drop
what
the
you
rock?
saw.
It's just a fucking rock.
You clutch it harder. It cuts into your skin. Now there's blood kind of oozing over it. A slow trickle. And again, your head hurts a little. It starts a little and then a lot. And then you close your eyes. And
What do you
shake
want, the
your
fucking
head.
rock or something?
No, I had.
No more speaking because you can't.
Okay.
You close your eyes and shake your head. And then when you open your eyes, you're not in a cave anymore lit by plants. You're on an ashy, black basalt plain. Flat basalt as far as the eye can see.
Uh-huh.
It's dark, but then lightning flashes in the background. It's red. And you're not sure what's happening, but you turn around and suddenly it's Creed, Ranger, Index, all in front of you with their blasters raised like a firing squad. And again, lightning, it's their shadow is like encompassing their silhouettes, making them nothing but silhouettes, but the red lightning flashes, making their white clone armor look red. And they all fire at you at the same time. And
Nyx fires back.
You can't move, unfortunately.
Can I do something while Nyx is tripping out on this really bad weed?
This is all
On this
kind of
anger
happening at
weed.
once. Let me finish what I'm describing, and
Okay.
Let the DM wax poetic. Shut up.
That's
Yeah.
why I asked. If I need to shut up, I'll shut up.
and then like the blaster bolts go into you, and you feel it, and it hurts, and you scream, and Asha, all you see is he's closed his eyes, his posture is hunched up, and he's kind of
I'm wearing my
twitching.
helmet. I'm
Yeah.
still wearing my helmet.
Oh, yeah. Well, it looks like he's closing his eyes. His posture is hunched and he's twitching a little, and then his back arches and he screams in the real world too. And I get to look up spells.
Hells.
Hold on, actually, hold on.
So I have one thing I'd like to do
Describe it while I look at this.
because
Tell me what you would like.
Ash is kind of panicking because, like, Nyx has had bad days, but this is clearly different.
Mm-hmm.
This rock is no good.
Yeah.
And so she's going to try and remember what it felt like when Cal spoke into her mind. And she's going to try and contact Earl with Force Whisper.
Hmm.
Like, Earl, help! Help!
That's really good. And that'll work, because you're waxing flavor, but you have Force Whisper and you can cast it, right?
Yes, that's just
Okay, yeah.
fun flavor because she's never
Yeah.
used it before.
Mm-hmm. Normally, it'd be fun to have you make a check, but I think attempting to contact Earl in this panic moment is more instinct than it is anything.
Yeah.
So I'll allow it. I'll allow the rules to work how they should.
Hell yeah.
Aren't I nice?
Aren't I a good, decent DM for letting the game looks at notes play the way it says it should?
It should, yes. And Nyx, as you scream, you're not dead, but you're still kind of there's just a handful of like pregnant moments where you're like on those basalt plains. The blaster bolts sent you back a little, but you're kind of frozen. It's like Zoworldo happened. It's like time stopped, and the pain is still there. You're still screaming, and there was another lightning flash that is now like moving in slow motion as like this time stop is taking effect, and you're then suddenly like it comes inward is the best way I can put it. It's like the vision implodes. It all comes towards you, and then you're back here in the cave, but you are still like back arched like you just got shot. B, hovering about 3 inches into the air.
Oh jeez.
C, can't stop yourself when your hand shoots up, the hand not holding the gem, towards Ash, and Ash needs to make a strength saving throw.
Oh,
I'm
God.
very bad at these.
Is it strength? Hold on, let me triple check that spell. He's gonna force push you, basically.
I'm gonna force push?
Yeah, you are. Well, tomato,
Strength
tomato.
saving throw, yeah.
6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Nyx is gonna force push, my god. A clone with force that's force sensitive is a dangerous combination.
My name is Omega.
She's not force sensitive. I'll die on that hill. I don't think she's force sensitive.
I also don't think she's force sensitive.
I cannot wait to go to both of your funerals, knowing I could have changed the outcome.
It's a dexterity saving throw, actually, Asha, if that makes it better.
That makes more sense.
It goes from a -2 to a +3.
Oh dear.
This is going super well.
Hey, guess what? That's a 6.
Oh
6? You go flying backwards.
Am I going into the ravine or am I going further back into the village?
There's no ravine, because you guys are on the ground floor. But it sucks. You know.
Uh-huh.
We're all gonna be safe. And we're all
We're all gonna have a great time.
What the Jesus Christ was that? 14 force damage.
Oh my god!
Oh my god, that's half my HP!
YOLO. My daddy give you a good time. Pause. What?
Is it too late to put the rock down?
Absolutely. It's practically a part of you. You're gripping it so tight.
Jesus Christ, no.
I dropped the rock, but the rock will not drop me!
Can it's not forced disarm.
I have that.
No, there's a weird things are happening. So that happened.
That's true.
The message spell happened. Then immediately, that's kind of when, as you were casting the message, you know, I don't think this happened in Paranormal Activity, but I'm sure there's a horror movie where this happened, where just like as you're saying the words, Nick starts to float 3 inches, and then his hand flies out and you go flying, and Nick's in your head. It hurts. It's like for mechanical purposes, just to let you understand, like those shots actually did shoot you, but it's all psychic damage.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and some things here, and you hear it. You hear it in your mind, just a deep-throated like laugh.
Okay.
And that's what we're in for tonight. And
No!
I will not
Alright,
be
that's
taking. I will not be taking criticism.
Fine.
Star Wars The First Resistance is a live play Dungeons & Dragons podcast using the Star Wars 5e system, which can be accessed for free at sw5e.com. Our podcast features the player talents of BubblingBrooke as Ashaa-kai, Practically Silver as Couchin Phimiir, Ben Lepard as Nyx, HitenNoRuroni as Raestra Akkan, and this Justin as the Game Master. Big thank you to Arcane Anthems for creating the theme song, and Wondrous Works for the key art. All relevant links are in the description. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, we'd love if you left a positive review and shared the podcast. It might help others find and enjoy the podcast as well. We can't thank you enough for listening to us goof around and tell stories. We hope you all join us for the next episode. Until then, may the Force be with you.